For over 65 years, KRVN has been the rural voice of Nebraska. And for more than 42 of those years, one announcer has been a fan favorite to young and old alike. Dave was born and raised in Loomis, a farming community in south-central Nebraska. Like most small towns, local sports plays a big role. Folks in Loomis are proud of their athletic tradition, and the Thorell name has been synonymous with outstanding athletes. Thorells have been all-conference and all-state. They've led their teams to state championships. They've played for the Huskers, signed minor league baseball contracts with the Yankees. Today, Thorell descendants are even on staff for the NBA's Orlando Magic. Then, there was Dave.
Dave likes to say they retired his number in Loomis, mainly because no other kids wanted to wear it.
I knew I was in trouble when I was the last man chosen, and I heard, "We'll give you 6 points if you'll take Dave Thorell."
Dave's calling came not on the football field, but behind the microphone.
I just always was interested in radio. As I grew up, we had a record player. I made my brother and sister sit down and listen to me read out of the paper and play records. But it really confirmed to me that I wanted to be on the radio when I was out on the haystack. I knew then I didn't want to farm, and I didn't want to work real hard. I wanted to be inside. I was on the haystack, and the announcer at KRVN says, "Oh my, it's 102 outside today, but it's 69 here in the control room at KRVN in the air conditioning." That's the day I decided I wanted to be in the air conditioning.
Despite Dave's dream of becoming a broadcaster, not everyone was convinced, especially his guidance counselor.
And I was told, "Dave is not college material. Dave, I would give up on your dream of college. I would give up on your dream of broadcast."
Dave ignored the critics and enrolled at Kearney State College. His first night on the campus radio station was truly memorable.
"I'm wrapping up my air shift. Instructor calls," says Dave. "Take a note. Write this down. Write it down carefully. You need to broadcast this. Dr. Martin Luther King has been assassinated in Memphis, Tennessee." That's how my broadcast career began.
After college, Dave's first start was at KUVR in Holdrege, where he was grateful to have mentors such as Bill Whitlock and Mo Milliken. In 1974, Dave's KRVN career began, and once again, a memorable first night.
We had transmitter problems. We're off the air. We can't hear anything. My grandpa's listening in Loomis. Gives me a call. "Hello, David, are you all right? I thought you got electrocuted."
I've worked with Dave for 26 years, and I can tell you that he is the consummate team player.
I've learned so much just by listening to and working with Dave Thorell. It's been an absolute honor.
I've just always found Dave to be such a generous, kind, caring, and professional guy.
Of course we're going to miss him, but I really can't wait for him to leave because I'm next in line for his desk.
He's really helped me from the get-go, really made me feel comfortable, and coming straight out of college.
Well, I've been listening to Dave Thorell since the mid-'70s when I was just a tyke in high school. And now I have the honor to work with Dave, and I think he is one of the great broadcasters that I've ever worked with in 35 years of radio.
Dave's been a role model, a mentor, and for the past 20 years, a colleague. Dave's the reason I wanted to get into radio. I would hurry home from school every afternoon so I could listen to him when he was on KUVR in Holdrege.
On the day of Dave's Hall of Fame announcement, Craig even brought in a tape from those days.
Yes, DJ.
Cornelius Brothers and Sister Rose.
Well, that's all of them there, and that is right. And who's our winner?
Craig Larson.
Craig Larson. Well, we haven't heard from you for a while. What have you been doing?
Nothing.
You know, your voice hasn't changed.
No,
Through the years, Dave has remained true to his hometown. He's been active in his church. He's served on the school board, village board, and MCs most local events.
Our community events are even more successful because they know Dave is going to be there and they can see Dave and talk to Dave. And I think that he helps us in so many ways behind the scenes that we don't even know about.
Terry Nelson is a lifelong friend and city clerk.
He's invaluable. He's a great asset to the village and everybody that lives here. Has been and probably will be.
Terry and Dave have another life experience in common. Both are cancer survivors.
We know every day and every week isn't going to be good, and we both can understand that because we're going through the same thing. So it's encouraging and uplifting, and we know that one another's prayers are helping us as well through the week.
When Dave was diagnosed with leukemia in June 2013, he received nearly 400 Get Well cards from listeners. He credits God, his family, and thousands of prayers for his improved health. Another one of Dave's passions is the Nebraska Children's Home. Dave and his wife Patty adopted a son, Matthew, in 1991.
It's been a real joy and a real blessing to us. We've learned a lot. We've been able to help others through adoption. It took 4.5 years for us to have a placement, and we have talked to people over the years who have struggled with that, and they said, it's taking so long. Well, you just have to hang on, because Matthew is more us than if we'd have built him ourselves.
Dave's father, Darrell, whom Dave affectionately calls the Supreme Commander, always challenged his oldest son to strive for excellence.
And his concern was, over the years, if I'd have to get a real job. He compared me to those on TV doing news. And some days I'd come home from the station and he'd say, well, that was a pretty lousy newscast. Well, I knew I had to work harder to please him. And I just want him to know now, no, I'm not going to have to get a real job.
This past March, the KRVN staff was able to surprise Dave live on the air during his own show with the announcement of his Hall of Fame induction.
Thank you. I don't know what to say. The Supreme Commander would say, I don't believe it, because it's in with the likes of Mel Maines, Bob Taylor, who we watched every night, and I had to be as good as they were. You folks had me fooled. I heard I am deeply humbled and flattered. I really am.
You are definitely a part of the fabric of the Plains and rural America.